My name is Cole Elder, Airman First Class. My AFSC is Cable and Antenna Systems. We maintain the backbone of all our information structure and service antenna systems. Our AFSC is important because information is the backbone of everything today, from your phones, but not just in the civilian world, but also in the military world. Being able to get information from one place to the other, as well as servicing antenna systems, allows us to communicate with all of our aircraft. I'm in the Air National Guard. I'll be going back to Tulsa, Oklahoma, the Tulsa Air National Guard Base, the 219th Engineering Installation Squadron. So through the National Guard, I actually had a chance to meet with a lot of the different AFSCs on base, and I found I really meshed with the idea of cable and antenna systems and with a lot of the people there that I got to meet with. I joined, it's always something that I've kind of wanted to do, but I didn't know if it was something for me, and the National Guard gave me the opportunity to kind of do that while also being able to pursue my own things. I think we try and keep it pretty casual. It's a long class, so keeping it casual and a little bit lighter, as well as just having a lot of hands-on work. A lot of what we do is, it's hard to test over how to splice systems and stuff like that. So a lot of it is hands-on, getting outside, being physical. Really, the classrooms aren't that important. It's a lot of what we do outside, a lot of hands-on stuff like that. I think just taking notes. My biggest thing was taking notes prior to the actual classroom, the lesson being taught, and then I would go back through my notes as they're teaching and highlight things that are emphasized. The book is very, very long, and trying to memorize all of that information, you just wouldn't be effective. So it's important to look for what the instructors emphasize. So they're sort of merging all of our content into being self-taught. So it's sort of, you're reading through the book and then you're teaching the other half of the class sort of what you're doing. And with that, you can use whatever study tools you want. There were Quizlets and Kahoots and things like that, other tools to just help you go through questions and practice. You get, obviously, your 2 instructor assists when you're doing any PC, and they're always very willing to help. Like I said, a lot of it's hands-on, so you see a lot of them willing to just help you and give you advice as you're working through things, because it's really difficult to understand without seeing things first. And your first time doing it, there's so many steps involved with telecom that it's really hard to do things without those instructor assists. So they're always very helpful. The hardest part of our tech school is probably pole climbing. You see a lot of people fail the pole top rescue, and they did just cut down the time by 3 minutes. I think my class was the first class that had to do that. So when I first did it, my first time, I finished 30 seconds shy of the cutoff time. So even I was cutting it close, and you see a lot of people struggle with that. I don't think that the academic side is that incredibly difficult. There can be a few PCs that can get you, but really as long as you're paying attention in class, I think everyone is going to be okay on the academic side. The most interesting subject, I would say, it was probably fiber optics. I think it's just really interesting working with something so small that can transfer so much data, and just the technology that you have to splice those things together, fusion splicers and other mechanical splices and things like that. Yeah, a lot of what I did was through the recreation center on base. I went skydiving and whitewater rafting, and I had a bunch of other events that I wanted to go on as well, but I wasn't able to schedule-wise. So if I was to do it again, I would definitely take advantage of those more than I did. At first glance, it can seem like there's not a lot in which stuff falls, but I always hear about something different that people did. It seems like every other day. So just go out and explore and find stuff fun in the area. I would just say that telecom is really unique because it's such a small career field, and you look at all the other squadrons here and you see them and they're so big that you know that they aren't as tight as we are. It's just a really small group. There's 20 or something of us. I could go through the hall and I could say every person's name and probably something about them. So it's just a really tight-knit group, and I think that's something that's just special about telecom. I'm A1C Cole Elder. I received the ACE award. I got 100% on all of my PCs and first time go to every hands-on PC.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, man.